Hello paddle drivers, today we're going to be learning how to hit the kick smash por tres.
Today we're going to talk about the most overrated shot in Padel, the kicksmash or por tres. We will tell you when and why do we use it, and we will give you the best tips to play this shot like a pro. ¡Vamos! Why do we say this is the most overrated shot in Padel? Well, because the vast majority of players shouldn't be playing it. It is really high risk, low reward.
But it does look very cool.
And now, Padel drivers, you must be wondering, who's this ugly guy that is here with you today?
Hi guys, my name is Oscar and I'm a professional kick smasher. Vamos! It's too easy.
Oscar has probably the best kick smash in Bristol. It is quite tough to admit this, but it's the truth. He's completely obsessed with this shot. He works here in the Padel team and he's practicing this shot every single day. The problem is, whenever he's playing a game and people against him notice how good the kick smash is and how bad his volleys are, the strategy is pretty clear.
What did I say, man? Was I supposed to say something?
Okay, Oscar, so what's the goal of the kick smash?
It's to get the ball out the court.
How are we gonna do that?
I'm going to bounce, hit the back glass and then go out the side.
And why do we call it por tres?
The side glass and fence is 3 meters high and you're putting the ball over the top of that.
And last question, when are we gonna go for the kick smash?
When the balls are new or you're as good as me.
Okay. When are we gonna go for the kick smash? It depends of your skill level. You will see that the pros, they play the kick smash from here, from behind the line. But obviously, if we are not at that level, be realistic, try to play when you are a bit closer to a net, because it's gonna be much easier. Then, another important thing is that you need to have time to get underneath the ball. Otherwise, it is extremely hard. This is why a good strategy to play against really good kick smashers is to make them play close to a net, like this one, and then the next time you're gonna play a quick lob so that he doesn't have time to get underneath the ball. And now, another really common question. Oscar, where is it easier to play the smash from? From here or from there?
Definitely out wide, got the benefit of the angle, makes it significantly easier.
Exactly, okay? Whenever we are there, you have a much better angle to play the kick smash. The moment you start coming this side, you depend more on the kick and putting a lot of topspin so that the ball goes out. So, easier from there, but you can definitely do it from there if you have the right technique of the kick. And now we're gonna jump straight to the part that everybody wants to watch. How are we gonna hit the kick smash? Well, the first thing that we need to have is a really good footwork. As soon as I get the lob, I have to make sure that I jump really quickly to get underneath the ball. That's why you will see the pros moving extremely fast whenever they spot a lob that they're gonna go for the kick smash. The second thing that we need to be doing whenever we're doing the kick smash is understanding that we have to go sideways. From here, it is extremely impossible to hit it. We have to go sideways, okay? The more we rotate, the more power we can generate at the moment of the impact. A really nice and simple exercise that you can start doing to combine point number 1 and point number 2 together is someone is gonna feed you the lob and you just have to try to get underneath the ball and grab the ball with your hand, okay? I'll do it once again. He's gonna feed the lob, I'm gonna get underneath, sideways, and I'm gonna try to grab the ball with my left hand, okay? Left hand pointing up. Tip number 3, you need to engage your legs, okay? If you just rely on your hand, it is really hard to get the ball out. You have to think that your body acts like a spring. The more you compress, the more force you're gonna generate at the moment of the impact. So I go down, and then I go high with my legs. I didn't get it out, but you get what I'm saying. Tip number 4, Oscar, what grip are we gonna be using for the kick smash?
Okay, so first things first, definitely not the Eastern forehand grip, because from that, you're not getting any sort of topspin. You either want to be at least continental, which is straight down the middle, or Eastern backhand to generate slightly more topspin. If you're feeling extra professional, open your hand up, slide it slightly down, generate more power.
Now we want to talk about the topspin. Why do we need the topspin? Well, because hitting with a bit of topspin is going to help us get the ball a bit higher when the ball touches the glass, and a bit more to the right, which is much easier to get the ball out if we do this. There is a lot of drills that you can see online, especially on Instagram, to practice brushing the ball here, okay? But the one that I'm just gonna mention in this video is you're gonna stay here, following this line. You have to try to hit completely straight, and you have to see that the ball is going to your left. If you are able to do that, it's because the ball has topspin. Okay, and now we're gonna talk about the wrist. Everybody's mentioning the wrist in the Kicksmash. Oscar, what can you tell us?
Okay, so it's not the most important part, but it does obviously help. You almost want to imagine brushing the ball out of the court, make your life easier, but the timing's very, very difficult, so yeah.
Yeah, so for the wrist, it has to be relaxed, okay? It cannot be blocked. You need to be able to relax the wrist so that it can accelerate the ball at the end. But as Oscar was saying, it is super important that you understand that this shot, it is extremely impossible to rely just on the wrist. You need to do all the things that we have mentioned already, plus the wrist on top. It's the cherry on top.
Yeah, exactly.
The most common mistake that I see is when people, they are completely blocked with their body and they are trying to kick the ball out just doing this with the wrist. I find it so funny.
Yeah, that's too much.
Now we're gonna talk about point of impact. Where do we have to hit the ball in the Kicksmash? So important, at the highest point possible, okay? And then I see so many online videos that they say, you have to leave it on your left, okay? So this is forcing you to get this arc on your back, and it is right, it helps getting this spin, but the reality is that to start with, it is extremely complicated. So my recommendation, just think that you wanna leave it on top of your head. This is where you wanna be hitting, and remember what we said about the legs, you just don't wanna go here and hit, you wanna try to go down and go look for the ball at the moment of the impact. You want to add something on top?
Yeah, keep chest up and then go up to meet the ball, okay? You're not going to be wanting to wait underneath it, because if I'm here, all that power's coming from my arm. I want to jump up and pretend that I'm like, yeah, essentially just lifting myself to get to the ball.
Okay, now, where do we have to aim to get the ball out? What we have to have in mind is that the ball has to hit the back glass on this intersection, okay, and around this height. If we manage to make the ball hit there, the ball is gonna go out. Now, where do we have to make the ball bounce? It depends on how much topspin you play, but what I recommend for most of you, try to aim to make the ball bounce around this area. Okay, we wanna see that. Oscar, can you do one example for us, please?
See.
Ba. Okay, if you manage to make the ball bounce here, the ball is gonna go out most of the time. If you can play with a bit more topspin, you will see that the pros, for example, they can go really close to the glass and the ball still goes out. But that's not what I recommend for most of you, okay? Remember, try to aim to that area. And my last tip is the follow through, okay? You don't wanna aim for that fancy parabola because that's really hard and we only need it when we are hitting the Kicksmash from the line or behind the line. What I recommend is try to make sure that you are making the ball bounce, okay? So you wanna go down at the moment of the impact, and that's the easy way to get the ball out. I'll say it again, don't aim for the fancy parabola, just aim to make the ball go down at the moment of the impact. The final tip to win more points with the Kicksmash is to make sure that you share this video with your friend that is always trying this shot and never gets the ball out. So hopefully
you can be as good as me one day, eh? If you're lucky, yeah? I'm assuming he's putting a clip of all my unbelievable Kicksmashers right now. Finished? Nearly there? See that one? I'm flying, mate. All right, see you in the next one. There you go. Yeah, no, stop. I'm gonna turn this thing off.